I do not like what I see in the mirror. The voices that point out every little detail about my body, telling me that I am never gonna be the perfect girl people expect me to be. I listened to the voices and failed to recognize what I really felt inside. My mind was driven by those voices it could no longer create. Many times I questioned myself what really is perfect. The voices would come up with hundreds of wrong answers. Some nights I stay up too late, the silence is too loud, it overwhelms me. And on such a night I would tell myself, there is no such thing as perfect. Since day one I've been told to act nice so people just might see me as perfect. I lied and carried on living and smiling because that's the person that I want to be, the happy, confident and carefree person that people want me to be. They say that life has a turning point. Mine was the day he came to my life, the one that I call my best friend. His voice proved to be louder than the voices inside. Now I see things differently. I now know that you can't fix me because I am not broken, I am just me. Back then I would have tried anything to feel loved and accepted. Now I am sure that I am imperfectly perfect. I look in the mirror, I don't like what I see. Oh, I love who I see. I see a girl who is so imperfectly perfect in every way. I am imperfectly perfect. I am proud of who I am. I no longer act to be perfect, I just know that I am. So cheers to me being the best imperfectly perfect person that I could possibly be. Thank you.
And when the first drop it was, in a darkened door in early fall. Was my work enough for all to fill this hole so I could crawl? The thought that I had sparked under these sheets as if my art is of the days before my days in my mother's belly where I lay like a clay. I was not in need of work nor gold, for I was eternal in thoughts but not all. What was it that wrapped me so sound, like blankets do under this Cicero's fold? Radiant my thoughts and shivering skin, I bless this blanket for all it has been. As my soul and my work did kiss, like the time before I knew that lips can kiss.
Once upon a time, a black butterfly saw a red rose. Black was helplessly addicted to sweetness, and oh, red was nothing but sweet that was meant to be tasted. In a heartbeat, Black fell for the sweet temptation. His sneak has sweetness day and night. Red welcomed him, for she longed to be loved. But nothing lasts forever. Day by day, Black took the sweetness out of red. Little by little, red became dull and grey. Oh, only she was told that beauty always fades. Her sweetness fades, so does her lover. Black had gone before he had now found another lover. Black forgot red because he now liked yellow. As red watched Black fly away, a bittersweet red petal fell down. She was happy because she knew that once upon a time, Black used to love red dearly. Thank you.
Pretty woman, wonder where my secret lies. I'm not cute or built to suit a fashion model size. But when I start to tell them, they think I'm telling lies. I say, it's in the reach of my arms, the span of my hips, the stride of my step, the curl of my lips. I'm a woman, phenomenally. Phenomenal woman, that's me. I walk into a room, just as cool as you please, and to a man who follows stand or fall down on their knees. Then they swarm around me, a hive of honeybees. I say, it's the fire in my eyes and the flash of my teeth, the swing in my waist and the joy in my feet. I'm a woman, phenomenally. Phenomenal woman, that's me. Men themselves have wondered what they see in me. They try so much, but they can't touch my inner mystery. When I try to show them, they say they still can't see. I say, it's in the arch of my back, the sun of my smile, the right of my breast, the grace of my style. I'm a woman, phenomenally. Phenomenal woman, that's me. Now you understand just why my head's not bowed. I don't shout or jump about.
or have to talk real loud. When you see me passing, it ought to make you proud. I say it's in the click of my heels, the bend of my head, the palm of my hand, the need for my care.
This arm of woman,
Phenomenally.
phenomenal woman,
That's me. Thank you.
He and I, we are like electric dipole, equal, opposite, and distance apart. Mesmerized by his debonair voice, my heart skips a beat, and I keep telling myself, he's just the heartbeat away we share, but I can't lie. Loving him has made me a better person. Ruminating. I close my eyes, pretending to defy gravity, but the voice from the past keeps pulling me down, leaving me to silently ruminate in the dark. Cigarettes after cigarettes, what's left of me is just regret. I feel like a boy, and I realize I've always been me. Thank you.
A black butterfly finds my light from deep down sky in the dark night. Never see the sun nor the moon. Searching for fun, hope she will find soon. Colored butterflies singing a hymn in the bright sky, living their dreams. Never said a tear, no worry. Only they hear a joyful story. Lonely butterfly, live an old life with best. She try to find the right matching black and blue. The one and only, really, for her is open.
It keeps going and going, living within the lust for love and luxury. It is hard enough to get a hold on as it is not a possibility. Then came the face of the utmost beauty as a challenge. The price paid for the splendor one thought of as joy brings madness and insolence to the minds of men. Life simply heads on without much fuss over issues, our dearest dreams becoming one with the ever-passing tide. A sin for attention, desire for love becoming endless turmoil of broken dreams. A sin for attention, seeking its way out through the dense clouds. Upholding fake grace with clouded these insecurities for love. Acceptance of others became the ideal judgment of existence. Beginning ends with anger and agony of hopeless reality. Yet we hope, we strive, we fight, and then we lose. This is the madness. This is the madness. Whispers and whispers. But the melody's never-ending spiral of this endless cycle. Cycle of life, cycle of death, cycle of rebirth. This pride tortures this flesh inside out from regaining the light. The birthright of our blood ceases to become objects of this madness. Still, we laugh, we try for freedom, for equality, and for peace. To hold our bones together and to fight for what seems right. Thank you.
This is the destiny of flame ice, that someday to you will be nice. I love you, you'll say, I imagine, but I don't want to cross the margin. Watching in the clear night sky the stars, I do, but thinking of you in mine. Oh, I wonder what your feelings are. Will you love me and be my lover? Dreaming beyond and flying from this world, I'd like you to take me in your world. Alisa, I will dream and love you. To live eternally me and you. Thinking of you is my purpose here. Now, all that I want is to be near. A perfect number might roll from dice, but this is destiny of flame ice. Thank you.
It is, said she. It is not, said he. He called her arguments unsound, and often asked her not to hear. But still it is, said she, for it was. And he punched her, so did she to him. Fire coursed through her veins, but was extinguished by her very mother's rebuke. For us women to prosper, beauty with endurance is the key. Bundle up your rebelling thoughts and throw them in the wells of secret nothings. Only in secret kept in silent still you can be safe. A spicy mouth, a fiery adventure, then snap, it's gone. But her true soul lurks in every breath, a sensation so strong, but sits in repression. Each day was a struggle for this caged little woman who wants to taste the freedom of life so bad. Female there, male there, sexism everywhere, slut-shaming, victim-blaming, labeling clothes as safe and unsafe. Lecherous faces with sarcastic grin, oozing with saliva, noxious vandalism, breaking every fiber and every core, voices of women silenced into nothingness. Their silent cries for justice pierced her soul. Should she meditate to endure or seek for a revolution? She often pondered. Alas, she stands up, the first peak of the sun. A lightning bolt thought caused in her mind prison. She has to work against genetic and genealogical sexism. No gender is superior or inferior, she preached fervently. Listening to all these sounds of horror and animal calls of survival, it will take time to find a place free of harassment and egotism. But she won't wave a white flag, for she knows silent endurance with submission will only kill her. So, this distinguished woman, she fights and will always fight. Thank you.
National Anthem. I don't remember the first time I heard the national anthem, nor the first time I learned to sing. At the top of my voice, it must have been in one of the schools I went to for my formal education, for mark sheets, for certificates, for documents I now have learned to laminate, to avoid tear and wear. Because I know they are as important, if not more, as the beat of my heart during job interviews. You see, every word in the national anthem is a challenge to my tribal tongue that is more used to a slightly altered version of the English alphabet than it is to the Devanagari script. It must be of no surprise to you, then, that the meaning of the words and the lines are as evasive to me as the colors of the rainbows are to my colorblind eyes.
So, when you get confused about my identity and where I am from, the God I worship, the way I dress, the way I look and behave, and the laws that lure me, remember, I am just as confused, for I am alleging my loyalty to a country through an anthem that has to be explained to me, for me to understand what it means.
Why do you look so ugly today? Did you somehow miss the train to puberty? You didn't even bother to fake a smile. You look way too tardy. You should change your tragically awful style. Why do you slouch so much? You look like a zombie. Even plants would die at your touch. Why are you so fat? You should put more work into your body. Why do you talk like that? Don't you know that you seem sloppy? And why do you laugh like a lunatic? You're the girl no guy would ever pick. Perhaps you would be if you were more adventurous. Maybe sail the distant sea. Why are you so bipolar? Go on, decide on a mood or an identity. Why do you still believe in soulmates? Why do you stand for everything everyone hates? You are so delusional. Why can't you see that the world isn't a wish-granting factory? How do you not hate yourself? You're no better than a broken toy that belongs in the shelf. You're not even slightly good at anything. Why do you even consider living?
She has a bookshelf for a heart and ink runs through her veins. She'll write you into her story with a typewriter in her brain. Her bookshelf's getting crowded with all the stories that she's penned, of the people who flick through her pages but close the book before the end. And there's one, pushed to the very back, that sits collecting dust. With its title in her finest writing, The Ones That Lost My Trust. There's books she's scared to open and books she doesn't close. Stories of every person she's met, stretched out in endless rows. Some people have only a sentence, while others once held me apart. Thousands of inky footprints that they've left across her heart. You might wonder why she does this, why write of people she once knew. But she hopes one day she'll read enough for someone to write about her too.
To make it duller, and duller, and duller, and duller still. So there was no color left to kill. She knew the news was due. She knew he had been untrue. She knew all he would write and all he would do still. It made her blue. A blue bluer than the bluest of blues, because here before her eyes was his goodbye. To her and their child, his last and final lullaby. Haley. Her name had never sounded so sad. She could feel the sadness slowly sleeping and silently from her name into her veins. Haley. The weight of her name written on that weightless paper was a weight of which there could never have been anything heavier. Haley. The coldness with which it was written froze her fingertips and almost did the same to the beating of her heart. Haley. For the first time forever, she hated her hateful name, Haley. I loved you. The past tense of the sentence turned the 3 once tender words into terribly terrifying ones. His addition of a D was enough to make him see how things were going to be, how she was not his A and not even a Z when she ought to be his entire A to Z. But I found someone new. She's Becca. You don't know her. But she did. She knew her all too well, almost as well as she knew herself. She knew the taste on his lips was Becca, his pants answered Becca, the cologne he generously sprays Becca, the childlike smile on his face Becca, the hesitation in his touch Becca, the office meetings he attends too much Becca, the 1 AM phone calls Becca, the unsaid I love yous and his unloving her all in all Becca. It's been going on for 3 months. And with the mention of the longevity, she lost her grip of gravity. Gravity lost its sanity. Everything turned upside down as she watched 5 faithful years fall apart and crumble down at the touch of an unfaithful quarter of a year. And I've broken my vows. He had broken so much more than his vows.
He had broken a home and made it a house. He had broken a heart or two and a little girl's future too. He had broken a decade worth of love and memories. He had broken his once unbroken family. I'm sorry. But it was not an apology she had wanted. She wanted his heart and his love. She wanted her husband whom she loved. She wanted to argue and she wanted to fight so he would stay the night. She just wanted a father for their child. She wanted him to leave her. She wanted him to come home to her and their daughter. She wanted everything except the past 3 months. But that God-forsaken letter was the last of that God-forsaken man. Loveless. He left and left behind a letter, and 10 years later, all that is left of the people he left is a broken woman, too scarred to love, and a broken girl, too scared to love. That man, he left, and love left with him. Thank you.
Music has always had a sort of transcendental effect on me, like when I close my eyes, drift off, humming, singing to the 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It's a glorious feeling of becoming one with all the beauty and melody of this world. I get teleported into another scene, pleasant contrast from this life, the blissful of gaiety and a small fixed life. My own escape from reality has been distraction. An opportunity to live life in another school, to walk about in their shoes, and to return thoughts to unusual and unfamiliar thoughts, and be blissfully ignorant of everything else, to see not as I see, but as another, through another's eyes and emotions, eyes full of energy and ups and downs, and teachers getting straight and narrow. Hearing as an artist hears, rebelling against conventions and playing music, making music from loud noise. But musical expression is not for the faint of heart. I can only listen to what has been made and create anything new. I am hardly limited.
And English to tell us what kind of romance is in store for us.
Woe is me, who can't love the one I love the most, embrace whom I hold dearest, see who is clearly in my mind, and touch when we are but inches away. Goodbye, Scarlet, you were beautiful. A smile like sunshine amidst the morning dew. Lips so red that roses blush. Your presence is divine, absence but a misery. Thank you.
Act 1. The Encounter. O wandering soul, cease your fruitless potion to look this way. Open your eyes and see. Observe these little twin fountains piling up and up, forcing themselves to sustain the sentiments. These bare feet walking among the thorns that pierce deeper than knife. Do not look away yet, stare still, for I shall gaze back and tell you a tale of my sight. I saw melancholy upon a pedestal, obscurity like all others, gloom compiled with doom, frustration entangled upon rage. Now take one step away, peer keenly, see me whole and naked. How would thou describe me? Indeed, I am but a mere reflection. Act 2. The Confession. Why for such the long and gloomy facade? Does the heavens not suffice thou? Indeed not. My faults are at bay tonight. This me, a mere entity of gloom and doom, always waiting for a miracle, never attempt to be rich, concealed and encased with trivial logic. How do I change? Often curing myself, yet realizing the answers all along, but never with the gut to act, to strive. So, day by day, slowly becoming what I hate. Act 3. Resonance. Tell me, why must thou hesitate to act and love thyself? What is it that keeps thou from tomorrow? For those that seek a miracle will never experience one. I was young back then, foolish, arrogant, and delusional. I didn't know what a heart was, at least not even now. Yet, I can somehow and always pry into the logic of my emotions. Forgive me, I pray to myself, beseech and insist, hundreds if I must, or until I some more of being myself. A second chance for a better fate. At least let me save myself from my own personal demons. I know not when and how, yet my heart contains the will of veracity for this bitter man to become a better man. Thank you.
Times will, when the road you're treading seems all uphill, when the funds are low and the debts are high, and you want to smile but you have to sigh. When care is pressing you down a bit, rest if you must, but don't you quit.
Life is filled with twists and turns, as every one of us sometimes learns, and many a failure turns about, when he might have had his stuck about. Don't give up, though the pace seems slow. You may succeed with another blow.
Often the goal is nearer than it seems to a faint and faltering man. Often the struggler is given up before, when he might have captured the victor's cup, and he learned too late when the night slipped down, how close he was to the golden crown.
Success is failure turned inside out, the silver tint of the clouds of God, and you never can tell how close you are. It may be near when it seems so far. So stick to the fight when your heart is hit. It's when things seem worse that
You must not quit. Thank you.
Snow White, O Lady clear, O Queen beyond the western seas, O light to us that wander here amid the world of woven trees. Giltoniel, O Elberet, clear are thy eyes and bright thy breath. Snow White, we sing to thee in the far land beyond the sea. O stars that in the sunless year, with shining hand by her were sown, in windy fields now bright and clear, we see your silver blossom blown. O Elberet, Giltoniel, we still remember, we who dwell in this far land beneath the trees, thy starlight on the western seas. O Elberet, Giltoniel, Silivran Panamirian, O Menel Aglar Elenat, Naheret Balandirian, O Galadriel, Enorad, Fanuilos, Lelinaton, Nef Air, Sinef Aeron, Arel Beret, Giltoniel, O Menel Balandirian, Lenalon, Sili Murtos, Atirone, Fanuilos, Arel Beret, Giltoniel, Silivran Panamirian, O Menel Aglar Elenat, we still remember, we who dwell in this far land beneath the trees, thy starlight on the western seas. Thank you.
Mind me not if I take away your pride. Break your mountains of conceit and follow the path of right. For you demand prejudice from outcasts, dwell in the house of burning fire, build up ominous thoughts which lead to my perils and perishes my desires. You murmur to strangers in a veil, frightened to reveal your identity. But I fear you not, because you cannot guard of my dignity. I see your shadow linger behind, yet act as if you don't exist. I smile in my mind and speak out a fact. A real heart can defeat false counterfeits. You cast your whisperings and mocking at me in a roundabout way, make my friends believe what never happened in far past days. For you envy the little fragments in my world of progress. I thank you with my heart full of genuine forgiveness, for you try to pull me down, but never did you realize the fire in me is a spark you ignite. A day will come when I'll be content and gay, then I will just smile and say, mind me not if I take away my pride, your pride, which helped me bring back my chance. Thank you.
Desperately with no other, I comforted my mother. She was barely breathing, she was almost leaving. The hospital's silence was rather petrifying. Never had I seen my mother so weak, lying motionless on the cold bed. The thought of her absence darkened my day. Letting her go was a complete nightmare. Inside, I ached and screamed, "Don't go!" Terror
stricken me in every possible way. There was nothing I could do to save her. Death took away my mother. Thank you.
First off, it's not what you think. I'm a man. Please, do not expect things of me that in the morning would be to your disappointment in this place. I'm a man. I collect heartbreaks while tossing I love you all around like bills and receipts I don't need because you see I'm a man. I refer to you as the girl from the bar from the other night. You have no name, you have no significance, you have no importance. Ooh, but your body on the other hand, I remember perfectly, like I'm the god who forced it. Your face is simply a memento safety pin to a space on my calendar. Your taste will be on my teeth to dinner time the next morning. You see, I'm a man. A torture. Noosing woman from the snare of my lips while my tongue acts as a whip lashing my desires across her. Dare I call it slavery? Dare I call it love? Dare I say I'm not like the others because the history of women tells them to rely on the words of a man, but I'm a split-tongued, two-faced master of language. I'm the cross with no regards of the effects. I am a murderer. A murderer with two clean hands, but don't get me wrong, I don't mind getting down and dirty. My body count seems to hold more important significance than my grades and my GPAs. And under my bed, you will see bloody sheets, but no body to be found, because they still walk here today, you see. They sit in classrooms, cry, and bathrooms with the aftermath on their sleeves. The only thing they hate more than me is themselves. The only thing I love more than myself is the power that they are giving me. So serial killer, tell me how many has been so far. Tell me why it was okay to speak to her with tear gas on your breath and your words drenched in gasoline. Tell me, did she like you when you loved her with a clenched fist instead of open arms? Tell me, did you like it when you loved her with a clenched fist instead of open arms? Tell me who declared you God. Tell me who gave you the right to wear other people's happiness like dog tags. Tell me who declared you God, because you are nothing more than human. Nothing more than a man with faulty faith in an outdated value system. So don't you dare walk high and mighty like we can dig for gold in your chest, like she was born to be at your feet. Don't you dare talk to her like tiger practice. Don't you dare love her like you know you shouldn't. Instead, love her with no brakes. Love her with no airbags. Treat her like she's the last person on earth that you will ever meet. Speak to her like words are currency. Because you see, you, my friend, you are no man. And if you ever try to convince me that you are, I'd much rather be a fool. Thank you.
Where I am, there's no lie. Where I am, there's no hope. Where I am, there's no sound. Where I am, there's no laughter. Where I am, there's no love. Where I am, there's no loving. But from where I am, I see a way of life. But from where I am, I see a ray of hope. But from where I am, I see a distant dream. I now spread my wings and fly towards that ray of light. Thank you. Mommy.
Mommy, say so. Mommy, sumai, kaya mane. Radio, TV ako, weekly alami.
makes a child live the longer. Integramoy,
Bibiyang ka.
Rombotriga,
Insuin ko na.
Fate and Colapes.
Mo ka kuramin mo rin. So lang, ibagay. Yang sila so, tidak kacana rin. Wala. Ngayon, hindi dia ko rin. Ipasal ko rin ka, hindi yung pagkaman ko ka. Ano?
Kung kaya, mami pasal yung mamay, ikakan tolong, Aizawl, kalay na